Hi everyone. It's been a long time and I really missed you. I mean it. I missed you and I really missed this podcasting. You know, I really enjoy listening to podcasts and everybody knows that. And just as much as I enjoy listening, I love podcasting and publishing episodes myself. But you know what? Over the past 7 or 8 months, life has been really busy, super busy. My wife and I moved into a new office. We also moved into a new apartment, which was crazy, a lot of work. And I also launched my academy, MY Academy, which is doing a great job. And it has been a lot of work. I love my academy and my team, but it's a lot of work every day. But things are looking up, and my teammates and I hope we do great things in the not too distant future. And on top of that, I've taken on some personal and professional projects. So I wasn't able to publish episodes as soon as I wanted to, but here I am again. That said, I'm really glad to finally bring you episode 8, and I hope from now on I can publish new episodes more frequently. Let's see what happens. So, let's talk about episode 8. I had the pleasure of talking with my good friend Fatemeh Soltanzadeh. I've known Fatemeh for almost 10 years, and she's an English teacher with 14 years of experience, who truly loves what she does. Fatemeh is passionate about learning and teaching English too, like me, like most of you. She has both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in TEFL, or teaching English as a foreign language. And beyond teaching, she's also passionate about voice artistry. She's a voice artist and she loves voice acting. And she's done great things in this field too. In this episode, my friends, you'll hear our conversation about her journey as an English learner and as an English teacher. And you'll hear about her love for English and what keeps her inspired. So I hope you enjoy episode 8, my friends. Let's start. Hello, Fatemeh. Uh, nice to see you again, and it's great to have you on MY Podcast. And we wanted to do an episode a long time ago, but you were busy doing, I don't know, lots of things, and you were busy with your classes and some projects. But here we are now in my office, and it's great to have you on MY Podcast. How are you? What have you been up to?
Hello, Mohammad John. Good day. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's truly an honor to be here with you today. I've long admired not only your expertise in language education, but also your exemplary professionalism and ethical approach as a colleague and friend. I always enjoy our conversation, Mohammad, because
Thanks.
you're welcome, because we share a deep common passion for teaching and learning. This mutual commitment means our conversation never really have an end. There's always something new to explore and share, and
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
great. And I think lots of English learners and teachers know you, and you are a famous and
Oh,
popular English
thank you
teacher
very
in
much.
Yazd and in Iran. And you've been teaching English, I think, for quite a long time,
Yes, for almost
and
14 years.
for 14 years.
Yes.
I've been teaching English for 16 years. And the Oscar goes to MY, Mohammad Yazdanfard. And you are a knowledgeable
Thank you.
professional
Thank you
colleague
very
of mine,
much.
and I always learn from knowledgeable professional teachers, learners, colleagues like you.
Thank you very much. It's really kind of you, Mohammad John.
You're welcome. And thank you. And now let me ask you another question. Could you please introduce yourself to our listeners? Because
Mhm.
some of our listeners might not know you. And could you please talk a little about yourself?
Yes, sure. My name is Fatemeh Soltanzadeh. I'm in my early 30s and hold a master's degree in TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, from the science and research branch of Tehran. I began teaching English to adults at the age of 18. Though my personal journey with the language started much earlier. I look forward to sharing my experiences and insights with you.
Great, great. So I hope our listeners, MY podcast followers, find our conversation useful, and let's go ahead and have a great time.
Okay.
Fatima, now let's talk about your English language journey, which must have been an interesting one because I don't know when you first started learning English, but your journey must have been, full of ups and downs. And when I talk with my colleagues, English learners, I'm interested in their stories about their English learning and teaching journeys. Now,
Mhm.
I'm all ears, and please talk about your journey so far. I know you've come a long way and still a long way to go, but so far, tell us what you've been through.
All right. Actually, I began learning English when I was around 12.
Hmm.
To be honest, I wasn't really passionate about it at first, but since I was an academic type of student,
Hmm.
my interest slowly grew as my level improved.
Hmm.
And eventually, I fell in love with the process.
Hmm.
I studied English all through middle and high school at Iran Language Institute, and by the time I graduated, I was already at an advanced level. Uh, Interestingly, though, I initially chose electronic engineering as my field of study
Hmm.
because I've always been fascinated by math and technical subjects.
Hmm.
But once I stepped into that field at university, I realized that my true passion was somewhere else.
Hmm.
I decided to change direction and pursue language teaching seriously and honestly. It was one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Great. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think you made one of the best decisions in your life,
Yeah.
and now you are helping, and you've been helping lots of English learners and teachers, and that's why I said you made the right decision and one of the best decisions in your life.
Okay.
And I didn't know you are, or should I say, you were interested in math and physics. I'm not sure about physics, but you were interested in math.
Math, yes, and
Because,
technical subjects generally, yeah.
yeah, because when I was in a school, when I was, for example, in high school, sorry, pardon my French, I didn't know shit, about math. And honestly speaking, I wasn't into math, physics, and some other school subjects. And are you still interested in math and physics and stuff?
Yes, actually, I'm interested, but I think that I'm a bit old to continue studying these kind of actually subjects anymore. But yes, I'm really interested in subjects like math or physics, chemistry. And I think it has root actually in my childhood. I grew up among five brothers, and I'm kind of a tomboy. So my interests actually are totally different from the girls in my generation.
And you don't have a sister.
And unfortunately, no. Yes, I wish I
I
had.
think you are an only daughter, right?
Yes, in my family, I'm the only daughter.
And I think if I'm not wrong, you're the last child of the family.
One to the last.
Oh yes, I think yeah, you have another brother.
Younger brother,
Yeah,
yes.
you have a younger brother, Milad, and
Yes,
he's the
exactly.
last child of the family.
Yes.
Okay, um, as for me, I was always top of the frequent top of English class when I was in high school or middle school. And but I wasn't good at speaking, and I started learning English professionally around 19 years ago. Upon graduation from high school, I started going to English classes at Missouri Language Institute, my favorite institute back then, and it is still one of my favorite institutes because I have got lots of memories of VLI, or which
Yes.
stands for Missouri Language Institute. And when I started learning English professionally, I gradually I got better and better at speaking, and it's English transformed me, and I became crazy about learning English. And 3 years later, I started teaching English, at VLI. At the institute, I had learned English in. Now, Fatemeh, let's talk about your teaching and academic background. I know you are an English enthusiast and you are passionate about, I think, like me, you are passionate about learning and teaching English. And I'm going to ask you more questions later about, the activities you did when you were, younger, or the activities you used to do when you were younger to learn English. But now let's focus on your teaching and academic background. Could you please talk a little about these things?
Of course, I started teaching English almost 14 years ago when I was 18. And from the very beginning, I made a conscious decision to invest in my own professional growth. Uh, in those early years, I attended a series of teacher training courses, or TTCs, in Tehran, and took part in a number of methodology workshops simply because I wanted to better understand the learning process and explore different classroom approaches. Uh, Later, while working on my master's degree, I specialized in second language acquisition theory, uh, curriculum development, and classroom research, which actually allowed me to bring a much more principled and evidence-based, perspective to my practice. Over time, I gradually diversified my teaching experience and moved beyond general English. I taught ESP, English for specific, yes, purposes, courses for specific professional groups, including flight attendants and hotel staff. Yes. And for a period of time, I also designed and delivered voice training and speaking workshops for teachers. Because, voice training and speaking is something which is really crucial, especially for teachers. And
Yeah, I agree with you.
yes, I try to help teachers because they must be more aware of their vocal delivery and classroom presence. Uh, I strongly believe that effective teaching requires constant reflection and continuous development, which is
Yeah.
why I still attend courses and stay in touch with current trends in language education.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And you're talking about lifelong learning or always learning, and I believe as English teachers, we should never stop
Exactly.
bringing ourselves up to date. We should be in contact with
Exactly,
English
yes.
materials. We should attend professional courses and study specialized materials always. Because our knowledge shouldn't start gathering dust, shouldn't start collecting dust. And I think, I always think there is lots of things I have yet to learn and discover and explore in the, English language learning and teaching sphere, in the English language world. So it's not like I know I've made a lot of progress and I've been bringing myself up to date over the past, I think, 19 years, but I never think I'm enough because I think learning English, my favorite language, teaching um, English is like, a very deep ocean. And I still um, enjoy exploring, this vast, deep ocean. And I think that's something we have in common. I
Exactly,
know you
yes.
well, and I know you really care about your knowledge, and I know you take part in a variety of professional courses to
Yes.
become more knowledgeable. And why? Because we want to, first of all, because we are selfish people and we
Yes.
enjoy,
The
learning.
journey,
Yeah,
exactly. The process,
the
actually.
process. And another reason, because we want to serve English learners and teachers in the best way possible. And I totally understand what you're saying, and thanks for sharing your thoughts and your insights with me and our listeners,
Of
Fatemeh.
course.
Quite a journey, and so far so good. Frankly speaking, I'm having a good time.
Thank
And
you very much. So do
now,
I.
suddenly a question popped into my head because when you are a learner, sometimes we have no idea that one day I might become an English teacher. For example, who would have thought that one day I'd become an English teacher? I had no idea that one day I would become, passionate, enthusiastic about English. And some stuff happened, and I suddenly opened my eyes, and I realized that I had become an English
Teacher,
teacher, and I had
yes.
become crazy about it.
Teaching.
Learning and teaching the English language. When and how did you move from being a learner, to becoming a professional uh, English, passionate English teacher?
Thank you very much. I don't
Welcome.
actually see myself a professional teacher, but first of all, I consider myself, I am still uh, a learner, and I think we should always learn. Uh, because this process doesn't have an end. Some people say that we actually teach English from, in Farsi, they say from 0 to 100,
Yeah.
from A to Z, we say in actually English,
Yeah.
which is absolutely ridiculous because there is no 100 or Z actually part in English. Where is the end for this,
It's an endless
endless?
journey.
Exactly. And I really enjoy the process. I really enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It's not it's not only my job, it's actually all my life. When I'm sad, when I'm stressed, when I'm happy, I share all these feelings with English. And I don't know, I was born with a Farsi actually.
L- Language.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
our mother tongue.
our mother tongue, yes.
Yeah, sometimes, we draw a blank suddenly.
Exactly, yes.
And yeah, our mother tongue is Farsi, Persian.
Uh-huh. But sometimes I feel more comfortable just nagging in English or
And
speaking English.
I think it's easier for us to express our feelings in English.
Yes, exactly. I think just it helps me much more comparing to just speaking my Elvan or my mother tongue. And yes, that's it.
Okay, and now that we are focused on your, teaching and academic background, suddenly another question crossed my mind, and now I'd like to ask you another question. You went to university, you did your bachelor's in English
Yes.
language teaching,
Yes.
and you did your master's degree again in
Yes.
ELT, and if I'm not mistaken, at
Science and Research Branch of Tehran.
yeah, university in Tehran,
Yes.
and which I think is a beautiful university, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
and
think.
it was really great.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I enjoyed my studies at that university. It's incomparable with my bachelor's time when I was in Yazd, because I was really into English learning and teaching. The academic atmosphere and university was not that important to me. So I tried to enjoy the process. I wanted to discover, new methods, new strategies, and it was really enjoyable for me.
Yeah, and now, actually, I haven't asked you my question yet. Actually, that was a prelude. I was laying the groundwork because, I was going to ask you this question. How do your academic studies, or they help you? How do they help you in your classes? And how have your academic studies shaped your teaching experience and how you teach in your classes?
Of course, academic background helps you to be a more actually knowledgeable and professional teacher. But I think the most important thing in our field is experience. You have to face a lot of trials and errors in your classroom. For example, when I was a young girl, I was so serious and a kind of syllabus-based teacher, strict one, which students actually sometimes hated me.
Yeah, you are a strict teacher.
I
As a
used to be,
friend,
better to say I used to be, yes, I'm not anymore.
as a friend, you are always, laughing. There's
Yeah.
always a smile on your face, and you are, flexible. But I think, I don't think, I'm sure, in your classes,
Yeah.
you are a strict teacher. You are punctual,
Oh,
or shall I say super punctual. And I think these paying attention to these factors, and actually these factors make you a professional teacher,
thank you.
and
Proud of you.
that's what professionalism is about.
Yeah, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Because I do love English and both learning and teaching is so important for me. So I try to focus on what I'm doing. But yes, I think that experience is more important because with academic background you have some theoretical information that you don't know if they will work or no. But these actually trial and error will make you a professional and good teacher after a while.
Yeah, and because sometimes English, those who are interested in, going to university and studying, for example, English language teaching and similar majors, sometimes they contact me, come to me, call me, and they say, for example, uh, uh, do you think I should go to university and study, for example, English language teaching, or even, for example, literature academically? And sometimes I don't know how to help them because I did my master's degree in English language teaching, and it was, I liked the books I studied and the activities I did when I was doing my master's. But I think, as you said, being in the classroom and through trial and error and by collecting valuable experiences, we are more likely to become more useful and more knowledgeable teachers.
Exactly.
So, what would you say to someone? What would you say if someone came up to you and asked you, I am in confusion. I don't know what to do. Should I go to university and study, for example, English language teaching to become a more successful professional teacher, or should I attend courses like CELTA, Delta, or, for example, TTCs? What would you say to someone confused and someone who doesn't know what to do uh, uh, regarding their teaching experience?
I think it's a very general question, and it's like that. Some people come to me and ask that how long does it take to
Yeah,
learn
learn English.
English? And it depends on the person. It depends on your goal and many factors. For example, if you are an English teacher and you are really enthusiastic, yes, you can go to university and just go through the academic process. I suggest you to just try this. But if you are interested in the language learning process, you can attend classes outside of university, like many private institutes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, scientifically, the process of learning depends on the person itself more than the classes or teachers or books. So you should spend a lot of time studying, exploring, and discovering new things. It's my personal experience, and I think one of the things that really matter is that you have to be interested in learning English. Love, I think, describes everything.
Yeah.
You should love English, you should love learning, and Mohammed, English is very, broad major.
As I said, it's like a deep, vast
Ocean,
Yeah.
exactly. When you study English, actually, you're studying psychology, medicine, astrology, and blah, blah, blah. Sometimes I understand and learn something new in actually other fields, like I told you, astrology, or let's say psychology, which I say that if I wanted to actually learn this in my own language, which is actually Farsi, maybe I didn't actually have time to do that, or laziness actually came to me. But when you are an English teacher or a learner, because you have to read, listen, and explore and discover all the time, you face these new information. You say, "Wow,
Yeah.
that's a new world." A new culture, a way of thinking, and that's wonderful.
And I think as English teachers, sometimes we get disappointed, and sometimes it must have happened to you too. Sometimes suddenly you say to yourself, I am sick and tired of teaching,
Yeah.
and I've had it up to here. Now um, I've been, for example, under considerable pressure. Enough is enough of teaching. Now I want to, for example, go and try, for example, another field, another major. I want to make more money. Now I want to ask you two questions at the same time, simultaneously. Have you ever, and you always, English always pulls us back in, whenever we think, as Al Pacino says in Godfather 3, whenever we think we are out, English pulls us back in. And
Yeah.
it's really difficult to abandon the English word. And now the question is, have you ever gotten disappointed and frustrated? I mean, in the English teaching world for whatever the reason or whatever the reasons. And what do you say to English teachers who say, "Oh, as English teachers, we can't make enough money, and it can't be a full-time job. It should be a part-time job." So, sorry, two questions.
All right, yes. So your first question was,
Frustration and
yeah,
disappointment. Yeah.
yeah, it happened to me about a year ago. And because these days, money makes the world go round.
Money talks.
Yeah, money talks.
Bullshit walks.
Exactly. And I thought that, okay, enough is enough. I have to just try something else. And I just don't want to mention exactly what the job was, but after a while, about 6 months, I understood that teaching really, runs in my blood. I was born a teacher.
Yeah.
So I cannot do anything else.
Once a teacher, always a teacher.
Exactly, yes. And so I'm a teacher again, fortunately. And for those teachers that want to, you say what? Start at the beginning of.
Or no, for example, or they've been teaching for a while, but they think that with teaching or through teaching, you can't make good money. So teaching should be a part-time job, a side job, not a full-time job, not something you do professionally. I mean, as your main profession and career. So But I think now I want to hear your opinion too. I think it depends on how we look at teaching, for example, the English language teaching.
Mhm.
I view the English language teaching as something that I want to, you know, dedicate and allocate a lot of time to, in my professional life. English is not the only thing in my life, but occupies a very large part of my life, takes up a lot of space in my life, not just in my
Yeah.
professional life. So, and I'm happy. I've been earning enough money, and I think I could make more, and I'm working on it. I think as English teachers, I mean, English language teaching has the potential to
Mhm.
help us make enough money, good money. Maybe it's not gonna, transform us into or turn us into billionaires or
Yeah.
millionaires, but it holds a lot of potential financially speaking. What do you think?
Again, I have to say that it depends on the person.
Mhm,
Some people just, get tired after a while
mhm,
and decide to immigrate.
mhm,
But I am the kind of person that I'm not actually ready for immigration. But let's share something with you here. If you're really interested in teaching, let the process challenge you,
mhm,
humble you, and shape you into someone more aware and resilient.
mhm.
Because in the end, it's not about what you can do, but who you become along the way.
Exactly.
And that's really important. Uh, we're all in the same boat,
Mhm,
and we can do nothing about the financial aspects because
mhm,
these days this crisis worries everyone.
mhm,
So if you are really into English teaching and learning, just look at the process.
mhm,
English teaching and learning is not about perfection.
mhm.
You should enjoy the journey, I
And
think.
it's about excellence.
Exactly,
I
yes.
think you are a perfectionist, so am I.
Unfortunately, I
And
have to say, yeah.
I've been working on myself because I think, as I have said, I think on some other episodes
Mhm,
too, perfectionism is nothing good. And
mhm.
sometimes, as perfectionists, we suffer from, perfectionist paralysis. It paralyzes us. But we should try to be our best selves. We should try to be our best versions. And as you said, we should enjoy the process. We should enjoy the journey.
Journey, yeah.
We hear these comments, we read them in books, we watch movies, we listen to podcasts, and we come across such comments, but actually it's very difficult to put them into practice. But I've learned to be, less of a perfectionist, and I'm trying to enjoy the process as much as I possibly can. And we should go for excellence because nothing is perfect, nobody's perfect. And if I think if someone is passionate about teaching English, and if they view it, I mean, teaching as a profession, as something serious, they can make enough money and they can lead a happy lifestyle, and it is possible. And uh, one more question regarding your teaching and academic background. You know, you and I have something in common. We both have done our masters
Yes.
in
TEFL.
ELT, yeah, or TEFL, as you said, in English language teaching. And sometimes I think about, going for my PhD because, because I'm really interested in continuing my studies. Sometimes I think maybe I should go for Delta. Maybe now is not a good time to go for my PhD, but sometimes I think I could learn a lot if I started doing my PhD. Have you ever felt the same? Have you ever thought about doing your PhD? And are you gonna in the future?
Yes, actually, I was a very studious person
Yeah.
when I was at school and university. And I wanted to continue my studies for PhD. But when I asked for advice and talked to one of my professors at the university who was really knowledgeable, he told me that I know that you are really studious and enthusiastic, but our country actually is in a situation that it's better for you to uh, spend your time learning other skills, like as you said, TTC classes, standard actually TTC
Yeah,
classes, because
useful
these
ones,
days, yeah.
professional ones, because nowadays there are
Yes.
uh,
Like,
thousands of
yeah.
TTCs, and sometimes English learners and teachers participate in such courses. And honestly speaking, I'm not sure if they learn anything
Yes.
in such courses.
Yes, exactly. And so, as I mentioned, I really like to take part in kind of standard TTCs or just go to the TESOL, CELTA, Delta courses. And, the thing is that because we are in a period of time that we have a high tech, actually, kind of world, we should be more careful because although we have very easy, actually, access to a lot of information, we don't know if they are kind of, true answers to our questions or no. And, I'm kind of the person that I'm really afraid of these higher speed progress of technology because I see people that uh, doesn't have enough information about using, let's say, AI. Yes, it's a very good tool. We can use it to help us in learning language in our field, let's say. But most of people just imitate and copy the information. So,
Yeah.
it's awful. And laziness overcame lots of my students. They don't even just find the words on the dictionary. They write their writings based on the AI information. And, that's really, I think, heartbreaking that we came through a hard, difficult process for our position today. But you see, despite all the facilities and technology, today people are getting more illiterate and lazy.
Yeah, and I think that now I'm not gonna talk about artificial intelligence and AI-powered apps, AI tools, but on one of the future episodes, I'm going to talk about AI tools, and how, as English teachers and learners, how we can exploit them and, make the best of them
Exactly.
without
Yes.
becoming lazy, without making our brains lazy, without killing creativity. So, uh, thanks a lot, Fatemeh.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No problem.
The thing that I just want to mention is that I think we have to have something called digital literacy. And
Yeah.
yes, many people need to be aware how to use actually these things. So this digital literacy will help us to use, let's say, AI or I don't know, online applications for the learning process. But many people, I say, out of laziness or I don't know, unawareness, other things, they just copy, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah, which is typical of the 21st century, and nowadays lots of English learners, lots of English teachers, when they encounter a problem, they resort to, for example, chatbots like
Yeah.
ChatGPT, or, for example, DeepSeek, which I think Chinese chatbot.
Yes.
I'm not sure. There are
Yes.
now many chatbots and AI apps in the market, that people can download and use. I think we should talk about chatbots and how we should use chatbots as English learners and teachers, hopefully in the not too distant future, on one of the, as I said earlier, on one of the future episodes. I can't help but ask you a question, or maybe a set of questions about immigration, because because of our job, we see people who who plan to emigrate to other countries, who have immigration plans. And actually, I have IELTS classes, PT classes, with learners who want to take the IELTS test or the PTE test and go abroad. And sometimes we should, even help them with their immigration plans. And sometimes people come up to us and asks us, uh, questions about immigration, and or sometimes they uh, uh, ask ask us a question. You are so good at English, for example, or your English is good. Why haven't you moved to another country yet? Have you ever been asked these
Many
questions, these
times.
types of questions, Fatemeh?
Yeah, many times people often ask me why I haven't migrated yet, considering my actually profession. And while language proficiency certainly plays a role in migration, but I believe the key factor is mental readiness. I've lived alone in another city for several years, far from my family, and while I achieved a lot during that time, I also faced significant emotional and psychological challenges. Migration is a deeply personal decision. It's not just about qualifications. It's about timing, mindset, and clarity. So for now, I'm focused on growth right where I am.
And which is great. Sometimes I think people who have kissed immigration goodbye,
Yeah.
they can make more progress because know they're gonna stay, for example, in Iran forever or maybe for a long time. So they spend their precious little time and their precious energy on the tasks that are important in their lives. And I think you are one of them. You now, at this stage of your life, you don't have any immigration plans now, and you are focused on your goals and you're
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
get closer and closer to them and embrace them, hopefully, in the future. So good for you. And maybe in the future you will change your mind and maybe you will
Maybe.
decide to go to another country, although now it is becoming more and more difficult to leave the country, to abandon the
Yeah.
country, and to enter other countries. Let's talk about your teaching philosophy and methods, because I think every teacher has their own philosophy and methods. And
Hmm.
I think we need a set of methods and skills to help a wide range of learners with various personality types and with various learning types. Could you please tell us a little about your teaching philosophy and methods?
Yes, but in the early years of my career, my teaching style was very structured and textbook based, mainly because that's how I had learned English myself. But over time, I began to realize that language learning isn't just about academic achievement.
Mm,
It's about entering a new world,
mhm.
understanding a new culture, and finding new ways to think and connect. That changed the way I teach. Today, I use a flipped classroom approach where learners engage with content before class, and we spend class time practicing, discussing, and applying what they've learned. I've also reduced teacher talking time, we say
Yeah,
TTT,
TTT, yeah,
yes, and increase student talking time or STT,
TT, yeah.
yes, because learners need space to speak,
Mhm.
experiment, and make mistakes. I encourage my students to step out of their comfort zones and use English in meaningful, real life contexts. Uh, my focus is not just on fluency,
Mm,
but on confidence and independence of my students.
great. And speaking of fluency, there is no denying that fluency is really important. And now, you know, as English teachers, and according to new, actually, and not new, according to some teaching methods, like, for example, CLT, communicative language
Language teaching,
teaching,
yeah,
we are now more focused on communication. Okay,
exactly, yes.
and we teach learners how to communicate effectively, and because communication is really important, being able to communicate more effectively is, I think, something which holds a place of paramount importance. And but how about accuracy? It's really, sometimes I think it's really difficult to balance, grammar, vocabulary, communication, accuracy, and fluency. What do you usually do in your classes to balance, grammar, accuracy, fluency, communication?
It depends of the level of proficiency of my students, actually. When they are beginners or in basic levels, I think the focus must be on accuracy rather than fluency. But when they actually progress in upper intermediate or advanced levels, they are already, corrected, and the focus must be on fluency. So there should be a balance between these two according to the level of the students, as I said, and it's the role of the teacher.
Exactly. You're right, and I agree with you. There should be a balance, and as English teachers, we should strike a balance.
Yeah.
And for example, we ought to keep a balance between fluency and accuracy. Accuracy is important too, and there are different factors that need to be taken into account in different classes with different students, and their different packages.
Yeah.
And you said something, and suddenly a question um, uh, came into my mind. And now I want to ask you another question. Students, I mean, English teachers, participate in TTCs, and we learn useful. There is no denying that we learn useful methods and things in TTCs, okay, teacher training courses. But the point is that when we want to put them into practice in classes, in classrooms, sometimes it is difficult because, as I said, different learners have different learning types, different personality types, different, a wide range of personality traits. So, do you adapt your methods for different types of students?
Yes, again, it depends on the classroom and the students actually, and the target. Sometimes you work with a student that is just getting ready for kind of standard, international exams like TOEFL, IELTS, I don't know, whatever. So the target is really important, and the type of the person. We have auditory learning style, auditory person, visual, kinesthetic, and we can actually work with kind of, let's say, video materials, which is the combination of all these learning styles, which really works.
And that's why YouTube is so popular,
Exactly,
because it
yes.
attracts different learners, different people with different types,
Yeah,
auditory learners, visual learners, or maybe even kinesthetic learners. I'm not
exactly,
sure about
yes.
kinesthetic learners. They are attracted to YouTube because, as I said, it attracts a large variety of learners and viewers.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and how has your teaching philosophy, because as we go further in our careers, our teaching philosophies change over time. Has yours changed over time? And now, because now I teach differently. And now I use a wider range of methods in my classes, in my online and in-person classes. How about yours? Has your teaching philosophy changed over time?
Absolutely, yes, because I told you that theory and practice are two different things. So the foundation of our work, yes, is theory. We know lots of methods. We attended methodology, courses, many useful workshops. I don't know, whatever. But now, when we want to put them into practice, we say that, oh my God, everything is just totally different. So it's really challenging. We should just, go through this process to face the potential problems and learn how to deal with different students, different learning styles. And as I told you before, it's just a matter of trial and error and experience, more than theory and academic background in the classes.
Yeah, and as English teachers, after years of teaching,
Mm-hmm.
we become uh, good psychologists too,
Yes,
because
exactly. I do believe that.
we, as English teachers, we get to see
Mm-hmm.
people from all walks of life, and we learn about different characters. I mean, people with different characteristics, and this is one of the positive points of teaching, because when you teach, when you have different classes with, for example, IELTS students, with GE students, with, I don't know, PTE students, and young, old, religious, and uh, you know, uh, uh, people, learners, and even atheists, you learn about different mindsets, and we become familiar with the different perspectives people have on life and on a variety of subjects and topics. So, as I said, as English teachers, I think we are lucky because we become good psychologists
Yes.
too, and I think it is necessary. It is an inseparable part of the package. As English teachers, we should be good at understanding people's feelings, and we should be good at reading their minds.
Exactly, yes. And Mohammed, we have, I think, a very important responsibility as teachers because we can just, make someone disappointed at the beginning of their learning process, or we can just make them interested. And it's the matter of being patient because I think patience is a key factor for English instructors. You should just listen to your student. You should be a good listener, and you should be kind-hearted sometimes. On the other hand, you need to be, strict occasionally, and it's a complicated, job. And discovering a new feature of this career is just really appealing to me.
I uh, I see what you're saying, Fatima, and it's really important to keep our learners motivated, because I've heard thousands of stories, about students who got disappointed, they lost their motivation because of their teacher's unprofessional behavior. And as teacher, it shows how big a role we teachers play in our learners' lives. And I think teachers, generally speaking, play a big role in people's lives, and we should be professional. And by professionalism doesn't mean just being punctual and on time.
Yeah.
Professionalism, there are some other aspects to professionalism. And another thing, I think we should keep our learners motivated, and we should keep them coming back for more. And I think there are different factors, undoubtedly, but I always say that I love everybody in the world, as Michael Jackson says in one of his songs, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I love my students no matter what kinds of beliefs they have. I always factor out their beliefs. I love my students, my learners, my colleagues. I love everybody in the world. And one of the reasons why I love everybody in the world, there are different reasons, but one of the reasons why I love everybody in the world is that I do my best not to pass judgment on people. I try not to be judgmental. And as English teachers, we shouldn't be judgmental. And there are some other factors which are super important, but this is, in my opinion, a key factor. And now, we've talked a lot about your teaching philosophy and your teaching methods. I wish we had more
Yeah.
time, but it's time. We wrapped up this episode 8, and now let's talk briefly about your English and non-English activities. First, let's talk about your English activities. Now let's take off your, teacher's hat,
Hmm.
and how do you stay involved in the English world? Talk about your English activities you do, I think, regularly or
All
maybe
right.
daily.
Yeah. Uh, over the years, I've had the chance to experience English teaching in various contexts, from private institutes in Yazd and Tehran to university classrooms.
Mhm.
I've taught learners across all levels, from complete beginners to advanced students. And each group has taught me something new.
Mhm.
I should also mention that, contrary to popular belief, teaching lower level students actually demands a great deal of skill and patience, Mohammed.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're not careful at the stage, we might unintentionally push someone away from the language, not just for one semester, but potentially for years or even permanently. And that's awful.
Mhm.
Uh, Back in the early stage of my master's study, I also worked as a translator.
Mhm.
While I learned a lot through that experience, I gradually realized that translation requires a very specific kind of specialization. So
Mhm.
I decided to focus entirely on teaching. More recently, I've been teaching TEFL related courses at a non-profit university, which has allowed me to engage with English from a more academic and theoretical perspective.
Mhm.
And interestingly, as I've grown older and gained more experience,
Mhm.
I've realized that I actually need to dedicate more time to my own growth
Mhm.
as a language learner, not a
Mhm.
teacher.
Yeah.
So these days, I intentionally set aside the time to read, research, and explore the language
Mhm.
for myself, and I genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah, I totally see what you're talking about, and you're right. We should. I think I have said this on some other episodes too,
Mhm.
as English, and I talked about the same thing at the beginning of this episode. We should study specialized materials. We
Mhm.
should immerse ourselves in a specialized material.
Yeah.
It is part of the deal. If you're an English teacher and if you have a long-term goal,
Mhm.
you have no choice but to be in close contact with English materials, especially specialized materials.
Mhm.
It depends on your goals. And for example, I think uh, I I try to stay hungry and stay foolish on purpose because uh, I never consider myself to be, you know, um, uh, super knowledgeable or anything. I think I have to learn on a regular basis. I listen to podcasts, I listen to audiobooks, I listen to.
You're never done. You
You're
know,
never
there's
done.
there's not an end.
There is exactly, it's an endless journey, and I have to do these English activities to, to learn and to, so that I can help my learners and teachers, for example, on my team at MY Academy more. When you stop learning, then I don't think there will be any more good results or any more creative activities or ideas in the future. And
About my, I think you asked about my non-English activities.
non-English activities.
Yeah.
So for example, I know before you start, I know you are into voice acting,
Yeah, somehow.
and you have a nice voice and a
Thank you.
powerful voice.
Thank you very
And
much.
talk about your non-English activities.
All right, sure. Uh, Outside of teaching, I've been involved in voice training, dubbing, and public speaking since 2015. I'm an auditory learner myself, which is why I find the spoken language and voice so powerful, whether in the classroom or in, media. A lot of people assume that a nice voice is all it takes to be a speaker or
Voice actor.
voice actually artist, let's say.
Yeah,
But your voice is just a tool.
yeah.
What matters is how you use your voice, your tone, your actually the structure, intonation, and emotional awareness. Uh, Also, something that concerns me deeply is the gradual loss of regional dialects and accents in Iran regarding actually this topic. Parents often pressure children to speak in standard Tehrani Persian, I don't know, because it's classy or something, which sadly threatens the survival of our diverse linguistic heritage. Uh, on top of that, the careless blend of English and Persian we see today can be harmful to both languages.
Yeah.
We need to be mindful of how we use language, not just what we say.
You mentioned something interesting because I am an English teacher and I adore English words, for example. And sometimes when I am with my colleagues or in classes, sometimes when I, for example, speaking Persian, I use English words, But when I am, for example, at a party, at a family party, or somewhere outside the classroom in a different atmosphere in which everybody's speaking in Persian, I try to avoid using English words. I think nowadays, Gen Z people and even, old people sometimes mix Persian and English, and some people might say there is nothing wrong with that, but I am sensitive about the words I choose, and when I am speaking Persian, I try to use Persian words. Yeah, there are some Arabic words we use. There are some English words we use every day.
We should actually avoid using them too.
Yeah, some people say
Yeah.
that we should not use them too, but I think some of them are now a part of our even L1. But when we use suddenly, while you're speaking Persian, when I mean, generally speaking, use some English words, I don't like that. I don't understand that. Fatemeh, do you do any other non-English activities?
Yes, another big part of my life is fitness these days. About 4 years ago, I started exercising first with weight training, and now I do CrossFit, which I absolutely love. With the help of professional nutrition and sports physiology experts, I lost over 25 kilos. Yeah, through a healthy and sustainable routine. Just like with language, I research and I experiment. I push myself to uh, grow. For me, fitness is not just about the body. It's about
The mind too.
discipline, yeah, curiosity, and mental strength, which is really important. It's now an essential part of my lifestyle.
Great. I know now you are into fitness, and I know you go to the gym. You hit the gym regularly, and
Gym rat.
yeah, you are now. I'm not sure if you're a gym rat or not. I don't know how much time you spend at the gym, but I know you are a fitness freak, and
Yeah,
you
exactly.
like hitting the gym, and you do it regularly. And you said something interesting, and I was like, wow, what a coincidence. I Around 18 years ago, I was, pardon my language, I was a fat ass, and I was fat. I used to weigh over, oh, or exactly 109 kilograms, and within the space of 3 months, I went on a diet, and I lost 25
Oh,
kilograms. It's
wonderful.
interesting that
Yeah.
you lost 25 kilograms too. It was interesting. Fatima, thanks for everything. And
Of course.
if you have something else about your non-English activities, I'm all ears. If you don't have anything else to say, talk about your life these days and your plans. What are you doing these days? And what are you gonna do uh, in the future?
All right. Right now, my main goal is to deepen my expertise in language teaching by learning new methods and integrating more technology into my classes. Although admit catching up with the speed of technologies is still a bit of a challenge for me. But I'm committed to evolving. I'm always reading, reflecting, and experimenting with new tools. And I believe that's the only way to stay relevant in this field.
Yeah.
Constant adaptation and lifelong, learning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So it was a pleasure to have you on my podcast, NY Podcast, and you are a professional, adorable teacher,
Thank you
and
very
I know you've
much.
been helping lots of learners and teachers
Hope so.
in the past, I think 14 years, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. You do the math. Well,
10 years,
and
yeah,
keep up
almost
the
10
good
years.
work, and we need, and our society, I think, need passionate teachers like you, not just English teachers, passionate teachers, because I believe still teaching holds an important place in our country, in our society, and English teachers can help our country make more progress. And I think teachers and English teachers are helping society in different ways. Thanks for everything, Fatemeh. And anything else?
Uh, uh, you're welcome. And to wrap up, Mohammed, I want to say mastery is never about just knowing everything. It's about letting the journey transform how you think, relate, and grow. As teachers, we don't need to have all the answers, but we must stay curious, present, and open to growth, right alongside our students.
Mhm.
And for anyone learning a new skill, whether it's language, sports, or anything else, my advice is simple. Don't wait to feel ready. Real progress starts when you take the step despite the uncertainties, you know. And yes, that's it all. It's truly been a pleasure to share this with you and your audience. Thank you very much, Mohammad John.
You're welcome, and I wish you all the best, Fatemeh.